Welcome to the Underground.
Turn me up, bitch!
My Little Underground with Peter A.
It's My Little Underground. I'm Peter A. Make sure you're listening anywhere you get podcasts. And you can follow me on socials at MLUpod. And you can also listen to the My Little Underground archives over at peteraradio.com/My Little Underground and wherever you get podcasts. Today on the show, all the way from Tallahassee, Florida, we got the rapper, producer, DJ, Artisan P on the show to talk about his label, Citronella Room, and his brand new EP, Different Forms, and his 2022 plans for the label and Artisan P as an artist. So, help me welcome, all the way from Tallahassee, Florida, Artisan P on My Little Underground. Welcome, Artisan P.
How you doing?
My Little Underground. Yeah, I'm pretty good, man. You're down in sunny Tallahassee, Florida. How's it going down there?
Pretty good. It's been cooling down a little bit. Not as hot anymore, so it's getting nice out. But yeah, everything is good.
Yeah. Define cooling it down, because here we're in like the 40s. I think so. New York's it's not so bad now.
I'd say about the 50s, 60s. It's been hitting the 40s though, so it's been feeling, pretty good. But
I already missed that. I already missed that weather already.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's a nice break from how bad the summer's been. So. Oh
yeah. But you know what? I gotta say, I first discovered you on that wonderful Plastic Miracles Volume 2 compilation. The one remix was on there, and I knew I had to have you on from listening to that. And how did you get involved with Plastic Miracles? How did they find you? Did you find them? What was happening?
Yeah, so I kind of befriended Elise from Oceanator over Twitter. It was one of those, when they first started Bandcamp Friday, I posted a tweet about just like a thread of different artists to follow and support. And I guess somehow she found that. I listened to some stuff that she posted that day, and we kind of just started connecting, interacting with each other. And she just reached out to me, asked me if I wanted to contribute a song. And I had a track that I hadn't used for anything, so it was just like a super exclusive, track for that. Just a remix off of, something else I did previously. So it was interesting because, true remix, a different beat, different lyrics. So I figured this would be like the perfect song to just like, have some new shit out there, basically.
Yeah, it's like you're giving Elise DJ Clue powers, giving her exclusives only for Bandcamp, which is dope. I love that. That's cool. Yeah. Did anybody come to you? Well, aside from me, did anyone come to you like, yeah, I found you from the Plastic Miracles compilation?
I think a couple people, like some of the other artists that were on the compilation, I kind of was introduced to, and I think vice versa. And I don't know, not really, I guess. I think yeah, not too many people, honestly. Yeah, so it's cool when people do mention that, because I think it's a cool thing. I definitely support what she's doing and that label. I bought myself a copy of the tape and a shirt and everything. So, yep. It is cool to kind of just reach out to like just little random pockets here and there. Being a part of that.
Yeah, you know what you got to get. I don't know. It's probably sold out already, but the holiday sweater, the Oceanator holiday sweater, is the greatest thing. So good. I went to Minneapolis and I sported it because it was the perfect time to bring it out. Everybody was saying to me, all the flight attendants was like, "Oh, you're getting into the holiday spirit," but they had no idea who was on the shirt. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm full of." I don't know
if I've seen that one, but I got to check it out.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds good.
Yeah. Tell me about Citronella, the Citronella Room.
Citronella Room, yeah.
Citronella Room,
yeah. It's a little label I started over the past couple months, and
it's your label.
It is, yeah.
Son of a bitch! Wow.
Yeah, so Citronella is something I started with a couple friends of mine that I've been collaborating with for a while. So it's just kind of a way for me to just release some of my music and my friends' music as well. And I have a bunch of different musical projects that I like to do on the side, so it's kind of a way to put all that together out of one outlet, you know what I mean? So so just trying to work on that, working on some music. I just released some stuff a couple weeks ago. We have a record coming out soon, a vinyl that we're pressing up. So yeah, just little by little, kind of building up, and getting that together.
When you started it, were you thinking of, okay, I'm gonna put on some artists from the Tallahassee area or the greater Florida region, or what? What
Yeah,
was your, yep.
yeah, definitely trying to cover Florida as a whole because oh sorry, I
Are
grew
you
up in
good?
Miami. I grew up in Miami, so between Miami and Tallahassee, there's a whole lot of space to cover. A lot of people I've met, a lot of different scenes within, so I'm just trying to, obviously myself and Buster Wolf, he's based in Tallahassee. He's a longtime collaborator. And then DJ Proof is another longtime collaborator. I know him from Miami, so he's part of that team as well. So just a way to kind of showcase what Florida has to offer in you know, there's just so many different sounds out here. So just trying to, do my thing, do some of that, boom bap, lo-fi, just stuff that I like to enjoy and, get high to and just, just vibe out to and, chill. But, just trying to, especially once all this COVID stuff kind of clears up a little bit,
Yeah.
we'll be able to kind of just like, incorporate more of like the live element, the DJ element, etc. So just trying out new things.
Yeah, and not to compare your music, but I was listening to Jay Dilla's Donuts, and that's like the perfect, not necessarily just leave in the background, but it can exist in the background, and it's really just when people think of like chill music, that's it, that's the album, and I feel like your music
Yeah.
is up to that. It's not I'm gonna punch you in the face like listening to Run the Jewels or Czarface. It's like, okay, let's all relax, chill. We're all a
Yeah.
little high, so let's just enjoy the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's funny that you say that because I've been DJing on the side, and the main goal with that is to kind of like chill in the background, but also, if you tune in, pay attention, you can kind of vibe out to, listen to something you maybe have never heard before, maybe if you feel like dancing after a couple drinks, But it's also just like, I'm not necessarily like the main event. I'm here to kind of just set the mood, listen to some tunes in the background, you know. And yeah, just trying to, especially like the 7 inch that we're doing, it's instrumentals, so just a couple beats that, it's a split between two producers. Buster Wolf and Late Show Host is a producer as part of the label, and it's just some, chill music, just like how you described it.
Yeah. So tell me about some of the artists I should be paying attention to from Citronella Room.
That we should pay attention to, you're saying,
Yeah.
or? Oh yeah, so of course myself, Artisan P,
Yeah.
Buster Wolf definitely is one that you should pay attention to. He is a rapper, but he also makes beats. So he has a bunch of experimental and instrumental beat tapes out on Bandcamp, but he also raps, and he's like one of the best rappers, in my opinion, up here in Tallahassee. We have a lot of similar tastes, so it might be a biased opinion, but he's definitely up there. Super talented photographer or artist all around. And DJ Proof, I mean, it's just four of us total, but DJ Proof, he's got a bunch of beat tapes. He's a dope producer. I've been rapping over his beats for 5 to 6 years. Same as Buster Wolf, we've done a lot of collaborations together. So he really has that like good energy New York feel. It actually reminds me of Jay Dilla mixed with DJ Premier. Mixed
My
with
people.
Sky Zoo, like he's worked with Sky Zoo before. So just that, like, I don't know, it's funny because when I met him, there weren't a lot of, at least not a lot of DJs that I knew that was playing some of the stuff that he was playing. So when I met him, it was kind of just like a supernatural, just like, I don't know, it's just funny. Like some of the songs he played, I would never expect to hear out at a bar in Miami, in particular. So we connected, and he's, super talented, super cool dude. He's got beats for days. Both him and Buster Wolf just have beats for days. So yeah, definitely check them out.
You brought up Premiere, and I don't know if you're familiar, but he has a web series called So What's Up, and he goes through some of his famous beats, and he tells a story about how it all came together. And Premiere is just an amazing storyteller. So if you're a fan of like beats and Premiere, obviously that is a must watch. I can't
Yeah,
recommend that enough.
it's funny. I was actually hanging out with Buster Wolf a couple weeks ago, and he was putting me onto that. We were watching some of that at his crib the other day. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely tapping in. I'm actually currently watching the Wu-Tang series on Hulu right now.
Oh, phenomenal.
And I think I'm like 2 episodes into the second season, like 2 or 3 episodes, and Yeah, the show's amazing. So it's always cool to kind of just kind of see the process, and it's like really motivating and inspiring, and it just makes
Yeah.
me want to just keep doing what I'm doing, you know.
Yeah.
So I love all that stuff for sure.
Did you see the Showtime documentary of Mics and Men?
No, I haven't actually. I guess when it came out, I missed it. I don't have Showtime, but I was watching, going back and watching like Wu-Tang interviews because of watching the show. But
Same.
they were talking about that in a more recent, because I guess it came out like a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
So they were talking about it, but I do need to check that out. Like I feel like I'd enjoy that a lot.
And Wu-Tang, they're just the best interviews. All of them, individually too. Method Man, RZA especially, Raekwon. He did
Yeah,
a
yeah.
2 hour conversation with Talib Kweli. That's just out of this world.
Oh,
So good.
yeah. No, they're all characters. I've
Yep.
seen them perform live multiple times.
But
I saw
together or individually?
So together, I've seen them together as a group maybe twice. Once at Rock the Bells in Miami, like in 2007,
Wow.
and I went to Soundset in Minnesota a couple years ago when Wu-Tang played as well. But I've also seen them individually, like Ghostface. I've seen a bunch of times. Raekwon, GZA, mostly. Method Man. I don't think I've seen him separately, but definitely Ghostface a bunch. And Raekwon, GZA, like those main three I've seen a couple times.
I'm
Always.
I'm about to see Inspector Deck with Esoteric,
Oh, nice,
Czarface. Yeah,
nice.
they're coming through New
Yeah,
York, so I'm gonna check them out. It's gonna be a trip seeing Inspector Deck right in front of my face. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's gonna be
yeah.
awesome.
Actually, I saw him play a festival once also, in St. Augustine. It was a this random festival because it was 3 days, and like the first 2 days was a bunch of whole punk bands and a bunch of cool stuff. But on Sunday in particular, they had a day where it was just like one stage was all hip hop the whole day. So like Inspector Deck was there, Cool Keith, Keith Murray, GZA was also there, KRS-One. Um, yeah, it was Murs was there.
Wow.
So yeah, they don't make them like they used to. But that was like festival that I was able to afford to go to, and then for 3 days, and yeah, it was amazing. But yeah.
Tell me, as a label head, your release strategy. Like, where do you okay, let me put this guy out first, or fuck it, let's just put everybody out.
Yeah, honestly, that's something I'm still kind of working on, but the way that I've been doing it lately is just who has stuff that's ready to go, but then I'm also trying to like stagger it where it's not like, so for example, Buster Wolf just put out some instrumental stuff, so probably, do a couple more instrumental projects because he has a series that he's working on, and then maybe like a year down the line we'll do like some rap stuff with him. So I think what I wanted to do is okay. So sorry, long story short, initially I just wanted to roll out an EP from each artist first and kind of just get that going. So I did my Artisan P one a couple weeks ago. Then comes the Buster Wolf Late Show Host split, and then DJ Proof is gonna have an EP out probably in like January or so. And then once that round is done, kind of start to figure out like what's working, what's not working, and then start introducing some of the full length material stuff. So I'm kind of like doing it in cycles, kind of have everyone do like their initial introductory project. And then, so just trying to do visuals, videos. I downloaded TikTok just to kind of see what the fuss was about. I honestly feel like an old person using it because I'm not very good at it, but just trying to do the whole social media thing and like, playlists, etc., and have fun with it. This whole thing was to just be as creative as possible. So making our own visuals and videos and little things just to kind of have fun with it.
Yeah, yeah. As far as your EP is concerned, different forms, you're working with longtime collaborators, beat makers too, like, Dr. LaFlow, DJ Proof. So are you involved with the beat making process at all?
Not necessarily, not really actually, to be honest. Not with like those guys. So, Dr. LaFlow and I, we did a full, not a full length, but we did a EP. I try to do, or I like to do kind of like one producer project. So like Gangstar, Guru, Premier,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I've done that with Proof. I've done that with Dr. LaFlow. So, these guys they all kind of have their own different sound, so I don't really have like much input honestly at all really because they kind of already have that pretty much put together. Then I'll kind of come up and write to it, And it's interesting because they all have different styles, so they all kind of force me to write differently. So I kind of just adapt to like what they're bringing to the table, basically. So not necessarily, honestly. Like I do make beats on the side for myself for the most part, but yeah, with those guys, they kind of just they have complete control, and I just kind of come in and work myself around it pretty much.
You brought up, Gangstar Premiere again. Tell me about the importance of finding the right producer to work with.
It it's just it really makes a difference because if you try to put something together that's not natural and organic, it's gonna come out, in the product. So um, there's certain rhymes or ways, like it just plays a big role, I think, you know what I mean? Like, especially with people that you could trust and not feel any pressure with. Some people like to have, producers with a lot of input. Some people like, people that are a little laid back. And, for the most part, like my relationship with these guys is, we kind of respect, you do your thing, you do ours, and then we'll kind of get together and like we'll kind of, once the bulk of the stuff is complete, then we'll kind of like, for recording it, we'll, try different things here and there. So it's always good to like work with someone that you could trust so that you don't feel like too offended if like if you think like you wrote like this ill ass rhyme and then they're like like they're not afraid to kind of just say, oh, try this instead. And especially with them making the beats, I'm always like open to hearing their opinions because what are they thinking when they hear someone rapping on it. So I kind of want to just work with that. And it what do you call it, challenges me to just step out of my comfort zone sometimes too. So I think it's important because honestly, I've only worked with the people that I know, and I feel like there'll be a time where I'll probably work with someone random, but I feel like it's just less stressful once you have that, those people that you work with, you work well with, and it kind of just keeps it fun, because I feel like anything else would make it like feel like work, like an assignment rather than just, a couple friends, working on music together.
Yeah, like so when you're making, let's say, your latest EP, right? Are
Yeah.
you in the studio when your producers are making the beats, or are they just sending them to you and then you
So
approve it? Or
right now they're just sending them to me.
okay,
When Proof and I we did an EP together like 5 years ago. That one we were in the studio kind of building together, and working more closely. But I moved out of Miami, and then with COVID and all that right now. And then with Dr. LaFlow, he just sent me stuff, and I sent him back my demos, so he could kind of like hear what it sounds like, and then I'll go in for real and work on it. And then if, we're ever in the same city, we'll link up and just kind of like, talk about mostly like marketing plans, quote unquote, not necessarily, how are we, oh, let's make sure it's, oh, you want to do tapes, and we'll talk about stuff like that mostly. But as far as like creatively, they'll basically send me like a finished beat for the most part, and I'll kind of just rap over it, and we'll kind of just send it back and forth and, hear what we each think about it. So,
so
yeah.
you play guitar as well, and you've been in bands before. Now you've been rapping a lot more recently. So are you still trying to flex your guitar muscle or work it out now that you're rapping more? You try to incorporate your instrument palette to your new creative outlet?
Yeah, a little bit. And that's a more recent thing because I kind of haven't been playing the guitar as much as I would like to. But lately, I've been kind of putting together my little home studio setup and making beats and using the guitar to incorporate into that. So yeah, I'm trying to sneak that in a little bit with some of my beats, but I also feel like not a lot of my beats are gonna see the light of day. So right now, I'm just like getting into like learning how to record guitar again, and like because I mean I haven't played in a band in like almost over 10 years now, so I haven't really been in it like I was back in the day. So I'm trying to like it's like learning how to relearn how to ride a bike or whatever, but just just the technical
Yeah,
aspects of like mixing and the plugs and having the right things to plug it into and all that.
gotcha.
But yeah, I think that's gonna make an appearance soon. Like I'm like starting to work on my first full length album, so I feel like you'll hear some guitar on that one for sure.
Did you ever play Fest?
Yes, one time with my old band. I used to play in a band called Sleeping Spiders, and we played Fest. I want to say in 2011 or 10, I can't remember, but that was the only time I've played Fest. But I've attended a couple times. I think I've been like four times in total. But it was a blast because you get to play a show and then go to the festival for free the rest of the weekend. So, but it is my goal to play again soon as Artisan P. As like doing a rap set instead of with a band. So
Yeah,
we'll
because
see.
I've only heard like indie rock stylish emo-ish bands that play that bill. So it would be
Yeah.
cool to see some hip hop representation on that too.
No, for sure. And I'm
Yeah.
friends with like a lot of people that play the fest, being in bands from back in the day, especially Florida being so small, I've met a lot of people that are still playing in bands and still doing fest and all that. So I would definitely have a lot of friends out there if I were there. So I'm definitely if the invitation is out there, I'm accepting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you've been DJing and tell me what got you into DJing.
That's something I've always wanted to do since I
Yeah.
was a kid. Probably before I wanted to rap, I've always wanted to be a DJ. I have an older cousin who DJs and like older family friends that DJ, so I've always been fascinated by that. Um, and I also feel like I have a good taste in music, so I like to share that. You know what I mean? Um, so far I'm kind of just a DJ as like a hobbyist. I'm not, the real deal. Like I'm not the best at all, but that's something that like I've been working on just for fun. I've done a couple gigs here and there, mixing, and I'm just like slowly kind of living out my middle school fantasy of becoming a DJ. So, 20 years later or so, I'm still like working on that goal right now. So,
Yeah. Is that how
um,
long you've been DJing?
no, that's how long I've been wanting to be a DJ. But
Okay.
I've been, yeah, mixing like maybe the past, especially during COVID and the whole lockdown, like during 2020, I had a lot of time to just be in my room and just, put together set lists and just kind of like, have fun with it. But yeah, I also DJ, so if anybody needs a DJ, hit me up.
How often do you DJ?
So during the summer, I had a nice run. I was pretty popping during the summer, but I just did like a Halloween party, last month, and so I kind of do like a lot of those like bigger events, like New Year's Eve and things like that. In Tallahassee here, there's a lot of like vintage like market shops or marketplaces things, so I'll kind of like pull up and they'll have me and I'll play some music for a couple hours, things like that. So I'm hoping for that to pick up as well too. But I'd say maybe a couple times a month or so.
So you're doing mostly like parties and like flea market type things. No
Yeah, like
weddings yet.
not yet. No, I've been
Okay.
asked a couple of times. I was
Cool.
supposed to do a wedding, but everything got pushed back like this past year or whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be coming up soon. Yeah, a couple requests for weddings. So yeah.
Is an Artisan P tour or a Citronella tour in the works?
Soon, yeah, that's something I was actually thinking about. I kind of want to start by doing just a couple little Florida runs. I was probably gonna wait till next year to start doing shows again. Because I used to, do a lot of shows here in town, and I kind of burned myself out a little bit right before COVID started. But I think early next year I'll be ready to kind of just start doing some local shows again, and then hit up like Gainesville and like other surrounding areas just to kind of start getting the name out there, start pushing out some merch, etc. So
All right.
yeah,
What about your DJ sets? Like, would you incorporate, like, when you're building out your tour, would you incorporate DJ sets on that tour, or you would just keep the two separate?
I thought about doing that, and like the thing with Citronella Room, I want it to be like more DJ friendly as well. So like, what I was doing was like booking shows where it's like, all right, so the bill is gonna have like two rappers and then two DJs or two producers who will do like a beat set and kind of just like switch it up a little bit. So I want to, yeah, I'd be down to do that. Whether I just open the show before the show starts or after my set do a set, or something like that. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to do something like that for sure.
All right.
And
Yeah. Artisan P, thank you so much for coming on My Little Underground. You can plug away, tell people where to follow you, buy the music, stream the music, what have you.
yeah, so citronellaroom.com, Artisan P. I'm on Bandcamp, Spotify, all streaming services. I got some CDs. Citronella Room is going to have some vinyl shipping out in January, so you could go ahead and order that. But yeah, hit me up Google it. You'll find it, Artisan P, and then citronellaroom.com for everything else as well. So.
All right, Artisan P, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was great.